Oh, what a phenomenal week of fantasy football. The Jellies pulling it off, as I counted, winning and spreading the plies all over in such wonderful, wonderful showmanship. Oh, let's go over the week recap for week 2 in the John Broman Football League. So, this last week, let's start off with my matchup of the week, which was the Jellies versus Josh Plies. Jellies win 112.3 to 105.6. Now, you can't say that Josh did not try hard on this one. Basically riding on the fact of Jordy Nelson putting up massive numbers of 31.5 points. Unbelievable. Can you believe it? He can't even believe it. So that's just what kept Josh essentially in this game. Trent Richardson, all he had to do at the last second was just score a point, not fumble. He put up 10 points and then fumbled once for a total of 8. Now, let's talk about Josh's troubles. Jamaal Charles, what's up with him? Not doing anything, and now he's injured. Could Josh's security in this league of being a top elite player be threatened because of Jamaal Charles? And granted, Colston didn't even put up a point. This is what really probably killed Josh. He could have managed his team any other way, and I think he still would have came out on the loser end. The Jellies were just too dominant overall, just putting up solid numbers from across the board on all their players. So nice job to the Jellies. You moved to 2-0. That's fantastic. Now let's move on to the next matchup. I had this prediction wrong. However, it was still a fantastic matchup to watch. Wham Bam, thank you Cam, who Cam actually did come through this time, versus our reigning champion, Anders Broman. Now this was the grudge match because both of these teams were 1-0. So let's kind of break down what went wrong for Anders. Now, the New Orleans defense getting only 1 point really hurt him, also with Fitzgerald only putting up 8 points, not getting a touchdown, and Jackson only with 2.5 points. Also not going to get the job done. Granted, Blaine only had 2 players on his team, his defense and his tight end, with a combined total of 8 points. But just the solid wide receiver core and running back core, and led by the quarterback, Cam Newton, putting up double-digit numbers in each category there, really was able to just propel him to the top. Now, where Anders could have went right, Sammy Watkins. He had a fantastic day. 21.5 points. He had 117 yards and a touchdown. Maybe that could foresee as a potential sub-in in a flex position. Maybe getting Reggie Wayne out of his lineup, who only put up 4.5 points yesterday. Luck really didn't target him that much, and was looking much more at T.Y. Hilton and other and company, along with Amon Bradshaw. So let's just see what happens next week with Anders, but congratulations, Blaine, to moving to 2-0 in an elite club. So next we'll move on to Bjorn versus Kevin Nordstrom. Now this was a correct prediction. I thought that Kevin was not going to win, and I thought Bjorn was going to come back and dominate, and that is exactly what happened. Bjorn, from scoring the least amount of points last week, scores the second highest amount of points this week. And literally everyone on his team except for Steven Hauschka, which kind of surprised me, but you decided to steal him from me, so you have to live with his 3-point days. And then Vincent Jackson, only 7 points. But he's got Walker from Tennessee with 25 points. He's got DeMarco Murray with 21 points. He's got Rainey, which was a great pickup, with 18 points. And then he's got Nick Foles, who had a pretty solid game last night, with 17.5. Now, Kevin just could not come through. He had Blair Walsh with 0. There's that Minnesota defense coming back to bite him in the butt with only 2 points. Now, he left a lot on the bench. C.J. Spiller and Martellus Bennett, both on the bench, putting up 13 and 14 points, playing Fred Jackson and Forsett over them, and then Corp Patterson and Reggie White didn't do anything at all. So, again, Roddy White needs to step up and get a touchdown along with Cordell Patterson, and with Peterson out of the game, they could really shut down that passing game. But then again, the Patriots defense looked phenomenal. So for that fact, it was just all Bjorn this week. He just stepped up. I mean, granted, Kevin put up 103 points, which is still pretty solid, but it could have been better. And just wasn't good enough this week. You have to try again next week. So congratulations, Bjorn, on that big win. Now let's move on to our biggest score. I thought this game was going to be relatively close. I was wrong. However, my correct prediction was that Plies was going to win, and granted, he destroyed. Adam Fuchs basically did not even show up to play. Pierre Garçon, 1.7. Pitta, 4.5. Williams didn't even touch anything. And then there's that risky pick, picking the Seattle defense in such an early round in the draft, putting up -1 points this week. Not going to get it done. Now, he benched Bell, but that not much he could do there. He maybe could have thrown him in over Williams. However, Lynch and Foster still went off. Crabtree with 17.5 points. Andrew Luck with a solid outing at 18. But let's go over to Sam. This was all about the Cutler-Brandon Marshall duo. Combined total between the two, over 50 points. And then he's got Gio Bernard with also another 25 points. Right there between those three guys, 75 points, 76 points even if with the decimal scoring. That's unbelievable, just from his top half. And then he's got McCoy with 18.5. Sam has almost scored 90 points, almost 100 points almost, from his top 4 players on his team. That's unbelievable. And he's got Sanders with 14, Novak with 15, and then a solid outing from his defense with 8, and everyone else just kind of played solid. I mean, Decker on his bench maybe could be looked at as a potential threat, maybe as a flex position, as along with Edelman. Maybe some trade bait there, another 18-point. That's a good game. Sam absolutely dominated this week, and for that, congratulations on the big win. Now let's go on to the other prediction. This was my wrong prediction. However, I'm not that mad about it because I was right in terms that I knew I would win in my heart. But on paper, I thought I might lose because of the, a few adjustments that Mr. Bowman would make. Not true. Even though I was playing with 0 points from A.J. Green being hurt instantly, I was still managed to have Andy Dalton have a solid outing. Forte not really do much. Got Alfred Morris with 20 points. Johnson had 10. Vernon Davis really didn't do much. But the big threat here was that even though Aaron Rodgers for Mr. Bowman put up 28 points, Randall Cobb with 21. Thanks for dropping him to me. That was huge. 2 touchdowns from my new wide receiver flex position. He looked fantastic. So every time you want to score 4 points, I'm going to score 6. That was fantastic for me and probably not so fantastic for you. Even though our defense was an astounding battle with the top 2 defenses this week, New England's defense saved my butt with 27 points. Thanks, Vikings. And then the Buffalo defense for you, Mr. Broman, put up 21 points, which is also solid. I thought that was going to be a huge separation, but it wasn't really the fact. Only a 6-point difference between that. However, our kickers had a 12-point difference, with Tucker putting up 14 and Seabass only putting up 2, even though he was projected for 14. So maybe not live and die by those projections. Granted, you left Ingram, Hawkins, Wallace on the bench, all with double-digit scorings. Avery really didn't perform for you as well with Miller and Hearns. Just could not get it done. Now, if you want to look at my bench, I didn't even play Phillip Rivers. He had 25 points because they were playing the Seahawks. They shredded the Seahawks. And he threw 3 touchdowns to who? Oh, Antonio Gates. That's right. I also have him. 31 points. Maybe I'll start him next week. He's already in my lineup, so who knows? Congratulations to me. So that was this week's recap. Stay tuned for the next video, which will be the predictions in a couple days here before Thursday Night Football. So remember to edit your lineups. There's been a lot of injuries this week, so make sure you kind of keep updated on that. I know I will with A.J. Green. So from me to you, good luck with your picks, and congratulations, Jellies, on moving to 2-0. You can do it.